Hey, welcome back. Let's take a look at the LAMY Safari and the Pilot Explorer. Which is best? The Explorer arrived in a box that was crushed, in a tin container that was crushed, but the instructions arrived in pristine condition. And the pen came okay too. The Safari arrived 10 years ago, so I can't remember how it arrived, but I'm pretty sure it arrived okay. I installed a cartridge converter in the Safari. The Explorer came with a squeeze converter. You just squeeze it and it sucks. It also came with a black cartridge. I think we'll use that. Done. The Safari has a wire pocket clip, similar to what you would see on a modern folding knife, like the Spyderco Cat. Pocket clip on the Explorer is pretty standard. It's made out of metal and feels pretty sturdy, but I think I prefer the wire pocket clip better. The Safari has a little window so that you can tell when you're running out of ink. The Explorer don't. Both are made out of plastic, but the Explorer just feels more plasticky. On the grip section of the Safari, there are two flat spots, one for your thumb and one for your index finger. The grip section of the Explorer is just round. The Explorer is just a tiny bit longer when capped. Uncapped, they're the same length. Posted, the Safari is just a tiny bit longer. The diameter of both seem to be about the same. Look at that ink. But the Safari is just a little bit more comfortable with those flat spots. We'll take a closer look at the nibs. This is the Pilot Safari. And laser etched on there is Pilot, Super Quality, Japan, and Fine. And this looks exactly like the nib that is on my Pilot Pereira and on the LAMY Safari. No etching other than LAMY right at the bottom. And nothing extraordinary. And you can see the nib on the LAMY Safari kind of wraps around the feed. And not so on the Pilot Safari. We'll start with the Safari. I've got blue ink in the black pen and black ink in the blue pen. Not to confuse anybody. Nice. And now the Explorer. They're both really smooth. They both write just fine. They both lay down an adequate amount of ink. No bleed through. And that's more to do with the paper than the pen, I believe, but they're both equally good as far as writing. As far as comfort goes, I think I prefer, and this is subjective, but I prefer these flat spots. And I think maybe I've been using this pen for 10 years, so I've just gotten used to it. But I mean, this is a nice attention to detail, and so is the little window that they just didn't add to that. This has kind of a clear frosty grip section, but doesn't really serve any purpose as far as telling if it's running out of ink. You know, it would need a window up here, which it doesn't have. The only real accent is this kind of, I don't know what you would call that, little porthole, or I don't know, little circle in there that serves no function. It's just aesthetic, I believe. But you know, there's more attention to detail in this. Price-wise, this is going for $20. This is going for $20. So, you know, they're about the same as far as that goes, but I think there's more, it feels like there's more quality or attention to detail in my Safari than there is in this Explorer. This Explorer is a little lighter weight. They're both ABS plastic, but it feels like this is a little lighter in hand. This feels just a bit more substantial. That may have also to do with this wire pocket clip, but I think the plastic just feels thicker. I don't know if it is, but it feels thicker. And it's smooth to the touch, where this is more of a, I don't know, a textured or matte finish, I guess. Both are great. They're great pens. And at $20, there's no reason not to pick up both of them. The nib feels smoother on this, but it may be because it's a 10-year-old nib. And this is a brand new nib. So maybe just a little scratchier. Not that that's a bad thing. Lays down an adequate amount of ink. And was writing right out of the box. So is there a clear winner? I believe there is. The Safari has more attention to detail, has more thought, I think, put into it with the little window, the ergonomic grip section, if you like that, and it's subjective. And this Explorer just doesn't have that. The Explorer is a solid pen. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I'm going to carry it. It's a good office pen, I think. Something, a daily driver that you can take out. I think both of them are. And I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. At $20, you know, you could, you know, buy both. But if you could only have one, I personally would pick the Safari over the Explorer. But that's just my subjective opinion. What do you think? Do you own either one of these? And what's your opinion? Thanks. Okay, that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.